Hey Lucy, back again?
Yes, we are. Guess what?
What?
This is number 15, the edition of Ignition we've all been waiting for, the best of the best.
Yeah, by popular demand, we've put together the upper echelon of all Ignition rides from previous editions. It's a bit like the Immaculate Collection.
But that's not all. We've got a heap of fresh stuff, including the just completed and totally nuts Ignition Jet 200 project car, which debuted at Summer Nats at the Great Maguire's Uncover.
Yeah, and we have 3 wicked features from the SEMA show in the USA and a compilation of mad burnouts and sexy hot chicks.
Absolutely compulsory for all you import junkies.
Okay, this next car first featured in Edition 2, then became our first ever project car in Edition 4, Ignition staffer Andrew's ballistic S14.
Yep, it started off as a budget build before things got way out of hand, and no expense was spared building the most mental JDM-style Silvia in the country.
Yeah, it has a bulletproof engine and driveline combo, makes massive power, and has all the latest styling from the US.
And it just shows that when it comes to performance imports, the crew at Ignition really know their stuff.
We do need them closed, and all data collected so far is good.
Okay, 160 cross runway 288 for 12207 on Foxtrot.
Roger, cross 28, exit
763, clear to runway 248.
Canada 777, number 2, traffic about 2 miles out, call tower 19.
Hi, my name's Andrew. I'm 25 years old, and this is my Nissan 200SX. I bought the car totally standard 3.5 years ago, and it was featured on Edition 2 of Ignition DVD. Ironically, back then, it was a project to build an all-round street car on a $10,000 budget. When I started work for Ignition a 1.5 years ago, I decided to make the 200SX Ignition's first project car. I've kept the same mentality with the build, but obviously the budget has escalated even higher. My plan from the start was always to build one of Australia's most hardcore street-registered Silvias. With the help of a few sponsors, the car is turning out exactly the way I've always wanted it to. I've spent a lot of my own money and time on the car, but without their help, I never could have gone this extreme. I've built it up as a bit of an all-rounder, so it's not great at any one particular thing, but it is good at everything. I've only had the car back for a week, and it's already been on 2 car cruises, been on the dyno, gone to the drag strip, and been around Oran Park Raceway. The first stage of the project was to rebuild the engine, as the factory one was starting to get worn out. Millennium Motorsports in Brisbane were put in charge of the engine rebuild.
The engine was stripped down and thoroughly prepped before being fitted with all forged internals. An S13 head was rebuilt and lightly ported before being fitted with HCAS valve springs, G-Rex Step 2 cams, rocker stoppers and cam gears.
I used an S13 head on the S14 block as it's got better inlet port design and better flow for top-end power. All of the fabrication work in the engine bay was done at Millennium Motorsports. I helped out with a lot of work in the engine bay, and I spent over 300 hours working there alone, and I've forgotten how many all-nighters we've pulled to get the car finished. Every single part in the engine bay is either custom made or has been modified from how it came off the shelf. The only thing we didn't touch was the truss turbo kit. The turbo setup is the same as what was on the car before the project started.
Providing the boost, there's a full truss T67 25G turbo kit. It's the smaller 8cm version designed for the SR20. It blows through custom piping and a 4-inch thick XTR intercooler into an 80mm throttle body and custom plenum. There's also a custom airbox, intake pipe and a G-Ready Type R blow-off valve, along with a custom 3-inch exhaust with a carbon muffler.
Everything in the engine bay has either been polished or chromed. I've spent over $3,000 on speed flow fittings and braided lines to ensure maximum reliability and easier maintenance. I also went all out on the cooling system to make sure that I could thrash the car on the racetrack or on the street and never have to worry about the temperature problems associated with SR20s.
A truss sump and Canton oil filter bring oil capacity out to over 7 litres, and the Motul 300V is cooled by the PWR cooler, which has its own thermo fan. There's also a PWR power steering cooler, along with a 57mm thick alloy radiator and 17-inch thermo fan. Then there's a custom header tank, water pipes and factory block off, along with a Davies Craig electric water pump to finish it off.
I had the car at Oran Park the other day in 45-degree heat and over 50 degrees intake air temps on the car, and the temperature stayed perfectly in check.
The fuel system is beefed up with a custom surge tank and Bosch 044 pump under the car, feeding the Millennium Motorsports fuel rail and 750cc injectors. All of the electronics were provided by Haltech, including the E11 version 2 ECU, electronic boost controller, coil packs, digital dash and wideband O2 kit. On pump fuel, the car makes an easy 280 rear wheel kilowatts, but on race fuel, it comes alive with just over 350 kilowatts. Transferring the power is an MPC twin-plate clutch to an R33 Skyline gearbox. Auto-Style Garage made up the custom bell housing and tail shaft and fitted up the strengthened combo.
Fulcrum suspension came on board to help with the setup of the car, so we opted for a set of Teen Super Street coilovers.
Fulcrum also fitted the Teen EDFC system and adjustable caster rods. There's also white line sway bars and strut braces all around, and up front there's a Cusco caster brace. At the rear, there's adjustable camber and toe arms, along with drift pineapples. Grip is provided by Toyo TBG tyres, which are wrapped around deep dish Falk GTCs, measuring 18 by 9 up front and 18 by 11 at the rear.
I left the exterior of the car until last, as I wanted the car to have the goods before it looked the goods. D1 Garage provided the full Origin body kit for the car, and I had it fitted up by Peter at Bodyform. I then took the car over to the boys at Exquisite Customs for prep and paint. This is where things really started to get interesting. Motoractive came on board and decided to sponsor the car with House of Colour paint and invited the car to appear on their stand at Summonats for the Great Maguire's Uncover. To top it all off, the car also won Outstanding Engineering in Street Class.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Owen.
Hard work, eh?
Everything is from Origin, with a streamlined kit, wide body rear guards and conversion front guards, carbon bonnet, boot, lip, spoiler and canards. There's also D1 Garage mirrors, bonnet pins and carbon tail lights. The paint is House of Colour Orient Silver with a custom satin grey over the top. Just like a Jet, the interior is purely functional with R32 GTR seats, a safety 21 6-point cage, top secret fire extinguisher and gear knob, and Origin carbon fibre door skins.
But make no mistake, Project 200 ain't finished yet.
Following on from our intro to SEMA in Ignition 14, this edition we give you a whole lot more from the world's biggest aftermarket car show held in Las Vegas every year.
Though we could have made it into a 10-hour DVD of this mammoth 4-day event, we've cut it down into 3 highlights features.
Yes, and in this feature we take a look at an insane Pontiac Solstice that was put together in a collaboration by 5 of the top car builders in the US.
And how about a Rolls Royce on 24s and a Hummer on 30s?
Cool.
Following up on our SEMA feature from last edition, we thought we'll take a closer look at some of the cars of the show. With so many top-level cars there and so little time, it was hard to choose which ones to investigate. This amazing Pontiac Solstice was one of the star attractions of the show. The car was parked on the stand of Canadian magazine, Performance Auto and Sound. It was on the cover of their latest magazine along with the beautiful Jessica. The car was a joint venture between 5 car builders to showcase their talents. We spoke to the project manager, Ty J. Das.
It's important to understand that we built this car in Canada, and the top 5 companies across Canada were major supporters of this program. That would be Castrol Canada, GM, Pioneer, XM Radio, as well as BF Goodrich Tires. And what Castrol did was they took the top 5 builders across the country, put them together, and we built this one car together. We had to design a concept for the vehicle. We had an interior fabricator, an exterior fabricator, a motor, an experienced motor, a suspension guy, and we had a very special chemical specialist, the painter, that we actually flew down from the other end of the country to actually just paint the car. This body is spectacular. It took about 2.5 months to do. Pretty much the car was built with the body on the car, and then we flew down our guy to actually prep it, not for paint, but for the molds. And then we popped this body out of the molds, and we flew the guy down again to prep it for paint. So there was a lot of design efforts into the body as well, because we wanted to make it a supercar feel, hot rod feel, make it clean, keep it to the similar Solstice lines, and making sure that the wheels are going to perform properly, the car is going to function properly when it's on the road. It was a huge task. We've got some of the largest brakes on this car. There's 17-inch wave rotors in the rear, 15.5 in the front. They have a proportionally valve that actually runs the more stopping power to the front, keeps the aesthetics of the 17-inch rotor in the rear. We also have a fingerprint recognition that actually starts the car. Aside from that, the technology in this car is touchscreen displays all over the place. We don't need a mouse or a keyboard, everything's integrated on display.
Up front, there's a fully built turbo 2-litre engine packing nitrous, and the engine bay is as immaculately detailed as the rest of the car. This Celica was amazing. The engine bay had huge amounts of bling and the interior was decked out. The level of customization throughout the interior and sound system was beyond what most people would think is even possible. We couldn't help taking a look at the Bugatti Veyron, the the world's most expensive production car at over 2 million Australian dollars. With 16 cylinders, 8 litres, 4 turbos and 1,000 horsepower from factory, it is said to be the world's fastest production car with a top speed of over 400 kilometers an hour. The exterior is very outlandish and the interior is definitely opulent. We don't have any in Australia as yet, so it was awesome seeing one in the flesh. There were countless amounts of luxury and exotic cars on display. Where do you start? How about a Rolls on 24s? Or a Hummer with 30-inch rims? What about a stretched 300C limo? You name it, and SEMA's got it.
Coming up next is our favourite car from edition number 1. It's Boris's Candy Apple Pink Series 6 RX-7.
It was 2004 and Series 6 epitomised the modifying trends of the time.
Yeah, and after that we're going to take a look at probably one of the most famous cars ever to grace the Australian modifying scene. It's Brian's 04 Mr. WRX from edition number 2.
Setting the benchmark for the street-driven show cars at the time, the Rex made huge power and Ignition hired out an airstrip so that Brian could let this beast off the leash.
Yeah, it's one of the most talked about editions ever. Let's take a look.
My name is Boris and I drive a RX-7 Series 6. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want it. So, but there were a few that were buzzing around. But this probably would have been the nicest one that I've seen.
Barbie 7 is a well-known RX-7 in the Australian car scene, following in the tradition of the pink Barbie theme inducted by Queen Street Smash Repairs.
Main standout will probably most likely be the colour. Being purple does stand out a lot. And then you got the rims here, 19 just olds. Nowadays you're getting resprays, getting interior, deep dish rims and all that. It works basically. Showroom condition. Go for a lot of money, a lot of time, yeah, a lot of headaches.
We asked Boris what it feels like to take this highly modified machine onto the street.
It feels good, turning heads, seeing all the attention it takes. Yeah, they just stop and stare. You can read their lips and say, Barbie 7. When you're driving stuff like this, people always want to give you a go. And if you've got no power there, then it's going to make yourself look like an idiot.
Downside to this show-and-go ecstasy is the attention this car draws from law enforcement officers.
They're starting to crack down a lot on cars, so it is hard for us these days to go for a drive. No matter how hard they try, there's always going to be something out there driving, like a nice car. I like to go cruising to the rocks when I do get the chance. Yeah. Just through the city, Bondi. Spend so much money on the car. You've got to enjoy it somehow. balls my plane, I crack a 11. I don't mind my pistons, but I prefer a rotor.
My name is Burnouts. I own this baby here. It's an 03 WRX Impreza.
For some people, Brian L. Hassan needs little introduction, having been a part of the industry for many, many years.
You may ask yourself who the hell I be. Some consider me a legend MC who never went platinum or more or less gold. I've been making young moves since
I was there from day one. Like, I never missed out on no shows or anything. I've always been there, always coming up with something new.
It was Brian that brought out Mr. CRX. He's built up God of Auto Salon winning cars and can be associated with the world's quickest WRX in the red TRP wagon, a car which has set an 8.881 second quarter-mile time.
Like, I've always loved the WRXs. Like, from back 93 when I used to work for Subaru, I've always owned a Subaru, like 93, 94, 95. Every time a new one comes out, I just buy it.
Brian's engine is a Subaru EJ25T. It's a 2.5 litre horizontally opposed 4-cylinder boxer engine taken out of a GT Forester. Bolt-ons like a monster T61 innovative turbocharger good for 26 psi of boost. You're looking at a set of $10,000 rims. They're called Gestolts and they measure 20 by 8.5 inches each and were sent to America to be specially coated in 18-karat gold. The EJ25T engine still puts out an enormous 420 wheel kilowatts or 563 wheel horsepower.
You're looking at $200,000 car.
The interior's been fully customised and contains 7.5 hides of plush leather from Italy, and the carpet is from Jaguar in Europe and costs $380 a square metre.
Anywhere I go, people just approach. Anywhere I take the car, just people approach. Like, anywhere I park it, people come and look at it. Just like they freak out over the wheels. Like, once you start opening the boot, the bonnet, people start going, oh, this is crazy. We had it set on 27, 28 pound boost. First run I had in it was 11.0. That's when I knew the car's going to run at 10s. It was pretty cold that night, there was a lot of people. So we pushed another pound boost on top, 10.9 I got it.
The black WRX has managed a quarter-mile time of 10.995 seconds at 127.32 miles per hour, amazingly without the NOS switched on. Most racetracks don't have a straight that's long enough for a street car to reach its maximum speed. So we thought we'd pull a few strings and get them to close down a runway at Sydney's Bankstown Airport, just so Brian could go flat out through all the gears.
It was a dream came true. I could not believe when he's rang me, he said to me, we've got Bankstown Airport. I said, oh yeah, sure. Just being on that runway, it's unbelievable, man. Like hitting top speed, no cops behind you, no one's looking at you. That's crazy. It's crazy. And I wanted to push it, and you know. That's why I got there, I was ready. Slicks, C16, everything ready to push it. No, I did push it.
Brian changed his final drive ratio back from 4.4 to 1 to 3.9 to 1. This allowed him to sit on a steady 260 kilometres per hour.
It's safe, like it's an open road, very safe, you know. The car can make it's got the power to make it. It's got the speed, so.
As you can see here, Brian's WRX can launch really hard and not hurt any driveline parts. It can spin all four wheels on takeoff too, which is a little hard to do with a stock WRX.
When you jump in this car, it's crazy. You don't want to jump out of it. You just want to drive it. Choose a lot of petrol, but you don't think about the petrol.
Known always as a trendsetter, we're waiting with bated breath to see what else comes out of the MC Racing garage.
Every year you're going to see something new. It's going to keep going until I can't drive. And by then I think my kid will be driving, so. Yeah.
When it comes to unique, it's hard to go past Nico's Honda NSX from Ignition 3.
Yeah, symbolic of the market's expansion into the high-end exotics, the mid-mount semi-supercar also helped push the wide-body phenomenon down under.
But it's not just about the car culture, it's also about the hot toddy. So we thought it only fair to put together a feature on Ignition's top models.
Absolutely, but after that it's back to business with Saeed on diet from Edition 4. This guy cracked us all up and really earned his position in the best-of edition.
My name's Nico. I'm 23 years of age. I'm originally from Indonesia, but I was pretty much born and raised here in Sydney, Australia. You know, it's been a dream of mine to buy this car since 1996.
The NSX was originally produced by Honda in response to the European performance cars such as Ferrari and Porsche.
It was built in 1992, 5-speed manual to 3-litre V6 with VTEC.
Believe it or not, this NSX serves as a daily driver.
What's happening? I'm just here with Ignition, the guys from Ignition.
Oh, really?
Tonight, yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
With Nico's inspiration coming from the Japanese Super GT Championship Series, this NSX was bound to go wide body.
Every single piece of this body didn't come from one company. I did go to Japan. I bought 2 boxes, 2 metres high, around 1 metre wide, with the wide body parts and brought it back.
You can use me for your products. Short keep me.
The body kit comprises of a Root KS Le Mans front bar, Sorcery wide body front guards, Tech wide body skirts and custom rear spats, as well as a carbon fibre bonnet and boot lid. The wheel guards are filled out with Volk Racing GTC Phase 2 rims measuring 18 by 8 inches at the front and 19 by 10.5 inches at the rear. The tuned Honda C30B V6 VTEC is good for 190 kilowatts at the rear wheels. The Group AM competition exhaust system sounds like an F1 car. The interior is fitted out with Recaro SPG2 bucket seats with the audio powered by an in-dash DVD player.
This has been my ultimate ride right here, now that I've got the Honda NSX. I've had this for 2 years and I don't think I'll ever trade up. The NSX has fulfilled more than my expectations and surpassed any car that I've ever driven so far. And so the Honda NSX is definitely the reason why I chose it, is daily driven supercar that you can afford. Anyway, do you want to buy it now? We're going to do a deal or not? What am I doing here, mate?
I'll throw one more.
Yeah, look, I'll throw in 2 hubcaps.
Does it come with the button?
So it's 7:30 here at Sydney's Oran Park. We're here for Ignition DVD. My name's Nico, obviously the owner of the NSX GT. We're going to take it out of the track here at Oran Park. We've got John here from Motivation Australia. So how do you feel, John?
I feel really good, Nico. It's a beautiful day to drive a nice bright red wide body NSX, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I want you to show me how to drive this car, John.
Of 50.2 seconds.
So, Johnny, how was it?
Awesome, really, really nice. It's typical NSX, like the power delivery is just really, gracious, I suppose. It doesn't come on boost like a turbo car because it's obviously an NA car. The big thing I really liked how just neutral the handling actually was. One lap, I think after you gave me the flag to sort of finish, had a bit of a play in second gear down here at turn 1 and sort of got the tail out a little bit, and you can control it really nicely as long as you, I suppose, just appreciate what the throttle's all about.
From a mile away, I crack a smile on my face. Waiting to get my jib on, honey, you're dead wrong. We can get it on the way you walking that tone. How about we chill out and watch a movie, drink some wine, slip into some lingerie, order a jacuzzi. Now the vibe is right, the moon is bright.
She made me go ooh, that's right. By the way she talks, she made me go ooh, that's right. By the things she spoke, she made me go ooh, that's right. By the way she walked, she made me go ooh, by the things she spoke. Yeah.
Feel good. Yo. The night is still young, so let's hit the town and go somewhere where we can sit down. sit back, relax, and have a conversation and open up our mind to all these vibrations. Cause I'm feeling them, I know you're feeling the same. Love is in the air and it can't be tamed. But something feels strange, I got caught up in the hype. I had to catch myself on the New Year for one night.
That's right. By the way she talk, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the things she spoke, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the way she walked, she made me go ooh. By the things she spoke.
Yeah, man. Almost got caught up. Yeah. Caught me out there.
She made me go ooh. That's right. By the way she talk, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the things she spoke, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the way she walked, she made me go ooh. By the things she spoke.
Yeah. She's so fly, I seen her walking from a mile away. I crack a smile on my face. Waiting to get my jib on, honey, you're dead wrong. We can get it on the way you walking that tone. How about we chill out and watch a movie, drink some wine, slip into some lingerie, order a jacuzzi. Now the vibe is right, the moon is bright.
She made me go ooh. That's right. By the way she talk, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the things she spoke, she made me go ooh. That's right. By the way she walked, she made me go ooh. By the things she spoke.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Said, and I am from Bosnia. I keep forgetting. What do I say? I own this purple 200. Alright. And I own this purple 200 SX.
Saeed is a Japanese car enthusiast through and through, having owned 9 Nissan imports since getting his license. As wild as the car is, Saeed still drives the car to work nearly every day.
It's more of a show car and looks good, and that's what I use it for. So I think I spent close to 60,000 on it. I like racing Skylines, Supras, all kinds of cars. My wife really likes this car, likes the color of it. That's a tough one, man. If I tell you the truth, she thinks I'm an idiot. What else does she think? What would you think if you were my wife?
The body kit is a one-off custom by Illusion Body Styling and has been designed to fit around the monster 13-inch wide rear rims. The kit adds a massive 14 inches to the width of the car. The SR20 is still internally standard, but bolt-ons and a Haltech computer push the output to 240 kilowatts on the rear wheels.
Jump to the Z, it's F3 and the greatest. Jump to the Z, it's F3 and the greatest.
Take heat cause he's a clone G. Spouting policy, I'm out of diety. I mean the T to the motherfucking MC. And you mother, you be loving that it's fresh C. Cause my homies are here to show these weak ass.
In edition 5, Ignition went a little left of field with Eric's What's Up Jeep Cherokee.
With no respect for convention, this Jeep was a huge hit and is still one of Ignition's most talked about feature cars.
Yeah, also from edition 5 is Aaron Fitzpatrick's insane and impeccable Datsun 1600. It blew the V8 Brigade out of the water and scooped the Grand Champion prize at Summer Nats.
It was only the second time a four-cylinder had taken outright honours at Australia's biggest car show, reaffirming that the four-cylinders are still a force to be reckoned with.
Used vehicle sales telephone inquiry 800. Used vehicle sales telephone inquiry.
Omar.
Yeah, Eric, just looking for a Jeep. What model is this one?
That's a 99 model.
99.
And what do you think, Eric?
Oh, well, it's for the wife, so yeah, I'll take it.
Eric is the owner of Rated R Designs and bought this 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee as a car for his wife, Imelda, to drive.
What have you done to my car?
I put a...
Move over, get out.
A low trade-in price is what inspired Eric to tidy up the Jeep, but as you can see, things got totally out of hand. But things snowballed with the fitting of a one-off Vertex-based custom body kit and Monaro bonnet vents. Which was then covered in a fresh coat of BMW black. Custom taillights and billet front grille finished off the new pimpin' look. Eric then realised that a set of rims would be needed, so a set of 22-inch Da Vinci mags got the nod. All that was left was to lower the car, but daily driving meant that would be impractical, so Eric installed airbag suspension to slam the Jeep on the deck. Imelda also wanted the interior tidied up, so a full retrim in off-white and red Italian leather was undertaken. No show car is complete without a killer system, and Eric certainly took care of that with a full sound stream install.
People get shocked when they see this really big pimping car driving around, and as soon as the car pulls over, you got this tiny little Asian girl come walking out, and they think, oh, what was that?
Yeah. They wonder what car is that. They thought it's like an import car or something.
Platinum installed 6 6.5-inch splits, 4 12-inch subs, 5 amps, and 5 TV screens, including the head unit.
It's black, it's bad, and very VIP.
And it's mine.
Eric, being bitten by the modifying bug, has helped make Imelda's Jeep one of the most original and pimped out showstoppers in the country. If this is Eric's way of tidying up a car, then we can't wait until he sets out to build a show car. After 4 days of mayhem, the grand champion was announced. The Datsun was first unveiled to the public live in the Great Maguire's Uncover at this year's Summer Nats.
I really wanted to debut my car at Summer Nats. It meant a lot to me, considering my father's won it 5 times and all my mates live here in Canberra, so I really wanted to take it there, and I haven't finished it.
Aaron's Datsun was first featured as a Fast Fours cover car before it was seen by anyone in the car scene.
My dad's helped me a lot through the stages in this build. We've nicknamed him Paulie Senior because he's real cranky at us all the time. He just gives it to us non-stop, but it's worth it now.
Building elite show cars runs in Aaron's blood. His father, Peter Fitzpatrick, has won grand champion at Summer Nats 5 times. What started as a quick tidy turned into a 5-year project to build what is arguably the best sports compact show car ever built in Australia.
The car's a 1969 Datsun 510, or a 1600 in Australia. It's basically modified to a custom level, and yeah, it's legally registered. The reason I chose a Datsun was because I really like the body shape, just the lines look nice and a good looking car for an old car. So I chose to do that, and inspiration was mainly just wanted to do it nice and right, so I think it turned out pretty good. Started building the car 5 years ago. Yeah. We wanted to build it as a neat street car just to cruise around in the first car. And when we started doing it, it got a bit out of hand. Ended up how it is now.
Interiors weren't made like this in 1969. Countless amounts of work has been carried out with a custom dash, video gauges, and the entire footwell and transmission tunnel has been smoothed and painted. Amazingly, it's all metal and not a trace of fiberglass in sight. 6 cows worth of leather fills the cabin. To stand tall among the V8 street machines, Aaron needed to give the SR20 some grunt. Aaron moved away from the conventional turbocharged route and fitted a supercharger. So far this setup has seen 220 horsepower at the wheels on only 3 psi, and Aaron's looking for 450 horsepower on 24 psi. Over 1,000 hours have gone into creating a body that's a work of art and is straighter than any dado that ever left the factory. There are countless amounts of custom work, including the shaved door handles and lock, and a flip-down number plate for the fuel filler. 17-inch billet rims finish off the exterior perfectly. The whole car has been resprayed in House of Colour Rock Melon Candy. The video stereo system is comprehensive, with an in-dash screen and custom door pods to house the splits. The boot install is immaculate, with 2 12-inch subs and a TV screen to impress the crowds at car shows.
Basically, when we designed it, I just wanted to be loud at car shows outside the car. Nice and crisp and clean sounding outside the car, and I think I've achieved that. It sounds nice.
The underneath of the car is as amazing as everything else. The entire underneath of the car, chassis rails and gearbox have been smoothed and painted. The rear of the car has been tubbed and a custom 4-link suspension setup installed.
Plans with the car, I just want to get it tuned up and drive it nice. I want to just have it so I can drive it at the end of, I'm going to do the show scene for a year, I guess, or a year or two. Do all the shows I go to and show it and keep it clean, and then after that I'll just, every now and then on a Sunday I might take it for a drive down to get coffee or something.
The hard yards certainly paid off when the Datsun 1600 was unveiled at Summonats 19 and took out Grand Champion on its very first appearance.
These next 2 show stars are right up there on the list of Ignition's favourites.
Absolutely. The luscious Series 6 RX-7 from Edition 6 and the White Knight STI from Edition 7 are probably 2 of the most extensively modified street-going show cars in the land.
And when it comes to style and class, both achieve greatness through completely different approaches.
Yeah, and when it comes to accolades, they both have the trophies on the mantelpiece to verify their universal popularity.
The Series 6 RX-7 is currently one of the most popular cars to modify, thanks to its huge power potential and razor-sharp handling packaged in a sexy, almost timeless design.
My name's Ronnie Tarabay. I'm a spray painter by trade. I've got a 1994 Mazda RX-7, it's candy red, and I'm 26 years old.
With so many primo examples getting around, making an RX-7 stand out from the crowd isn't easy. But Ronnie has built one of the most distinctive, immaculately presented RX-7s in the land.
I've had the car now for 3 years, brought it pretty much stock standard. It was in pretty good condition. Purchased the car for $29,000 and I've spent $40,000 on it so far.
The graceful flowing lines of the RX-7 have been preserved, the only addition being an SP vented bonnet before the car was draped in House of Colour's candy apple red. Ronnie's skill with the paint gun has seen him win best paint at numerous car shows. The guy truly has his strokes down pat. in-your-face 20-inch Gestalt chrome high rollers, wrapped in 35 series Toyo rubber, complete the mass appeal of the exterior. The interior is just as alluring, with a perfectly harmonised blood red leather trim. All of the plastic panels were suitably chrome plated to provide tasteful and stylish interior highlights. An Alpine head unit sends the signals to twin V12 Alpine amps, which power splits up front and 2 ways in the rear, as well as 2 12-inch subs in a custom enclosure.
I think the stereo only cost me $2,000. It's all off eBay, so.
Short shot, raw rule, cooking hot food. Baby got back, bounce to the track with it. You know I did it, hit it, fit it, relit it, spit it, split it, hit it, get it. Girl, I'm a wall. Welcome back to the sea, daylight waking. Looking like thinking love, not faking. Earthquake, love, rub when the blast.
The fuel system was beefed up with a dual Bosch 850cc and twin 1600cc injectors, flowed by an additional Bosch fuel pump feeding from the surge tank. A Microtech computer and coil packs control the rotary lump. Running race fuel on 25 psi of boost, Lushes rips out 524 horsepower. Trying to transfer all that power to the tarmac is an exceeding twin-plate clutch feeding the standard gearbox and diff. But we're sure that'll change before the car hits the track. Team coilovers help significantly with the RX-7's handling prowess.
We still want to do the show scene for the next year or two, and hopefully about mid-year start racing it to make the car not all show, it's got to be all show and go to what my needs are.
It's one of the most tastefully modified WRXs we've ever laid our eyes on, and being a two-door STI, one of the rarest. Frank doesn't do anything by halves, and White Knight is a classic example of his obsession with style.
My name's Frank, I'm 37 years old and I bought my first WRX in 2000. Absolutely fell in love with the car, and when I saw the two-door come up for sale, I got rid of my four-door for the two-door.
Plenty of custom work has gone into this car, but Frank has a talent for creating a synergy between the components to achieve a totally integrated appearance. But White Knight's not just about looks. This STI can stand toe-to-toe with the best of them. Setting off the fully custom jet speed body kit are Altezza headlights and taillights, Commodore side vents, and a WRC roof scoop. The Street Racer appeal comes with the carbon fibre bonnet scoop, rear view mirrors, and rear wing.
The body kit on this car is actually all custom made by Jet Speed at Moorebank. Project took in excess of 6 months from start to finish. That's been the biggest effort on this car, getting the body kit just right.
The interior's got it all. Frank ordered a full retrim in white and blue leather and went for a centre rear seat conversion in the back. There's plenty of other cool touches too, like the chrome and carbon fibre panels, neons, and even downlights. Frank's into ice too. An Alpine head unit's hooked up to twin amps, 4 sets of speakers, and and 7 12-inch subs scattered throughout the cabin and boot. There are also 7-inch screens complementing a whopping 27-inch monitor in the boot and a Sony PlayStation in the glove box. Lurking beneath the bonnet is a VF32 ball-bearing turbo, running 20-pound of boost through a GFB boost controller. Compressed air is chilled throughout the front mount and vented through a Turbo Smart blow-off valve. Clean air enters through a K&N filter and dirty air exits through a 4-inch stainless exhaust system. Fuel management is taken care of by an EQ Tech, piggybanking the STI ECU. Then there's the NOS. The 125-shot bottle injects plenty of life into the 2-litre boxer engine. Just as well Subaru packed it with forged internals. Filling the guards is the only staggered set of Lenzos in the country. Hiding behind the big 19s are D2 coilovers and DBR cross-drilled and slotted rotors. Frank's fixation with innovation means he's always looking for new ways to blow the opposition away, and he has big plans for the next evolution of White Knight. What can he do that's never been done before? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Trust us, you'll be impressed.
Next, we head back to SEMA to check out some of the top drift and time attack cars in the US.
There's some serious competition cars showing just how popular these two forms of racing have become stateside.
Yes, and then we're going to revisit possibly one of the most radical drift cars in the world. It's Danny Keneally's revolutionary Skyvia.
It's an S13 Silvia converted into a wide-bodied ute with an R34 Skyline front end. It was so hot, we just had to sponsor it.
Drift and time attack cars seem to be taking over, so there was plenty to choose from at SEMA. Let's take a look at some of the prime examples. We came across the Teen S15. This is a hardcore time attack machine. Under the hood lies an RB26, but the firewall has been cut to move the engine back for better weight distribution. It uses low mount turbos and a V-mount intercooler setup. The front wheel arches have also been tubbed to fit larger tyres and room for increased steering angle. It certainly is a work of art.
We all think we've got crazy WRXs back home in Australia, but I tell you what, nothing is as crazy as the Easy Street WRX drag car here in America. It's completely factory backed by Subaru America, and it's currently the fastest WRX in the world with a 790 at 176 mile an hour, and it has gone as fast as 181 mile an hour. The scary part about it is it's still a 4-cylinder, it still runs on VP racing fuel, so they haven't switched to methanol, and it still runs a Subaru automatic gearbox, mind you, totally strengthened, and obviously it's still an all-wheel drive.
This Supra was inspired by the original Top Secret Supra, wearing the same white body kit. But under the hood, the 2JZ GTE remains fitted with twin HKS high mount turbos. The Volk rims house massive Brembo brakes. Hiding upstairs from the wheel and tyre hall was this Motul backed C80. Sporting a full Origin wide body kit, carbon GT wing and mirrors, and Enkai RP03 rims, this C80 looked the goods. But peering under the hood revealed a full 2JZ GTE engine conversion. A Turbonetics T64 ball-bearing turbo and Turbonetics wastegate hang off the side and blow through a Spearco intercooler into a custom intake manifold and Q45 throttle body. There's an HKS blow-off valve and adjustable cam gears, along with an HKS fuel rail housing RC Engineering 750cc injectors. There's also a Spearco radiator and oil cooler to keep things in check. Under the car, there's epoxy coilovers and a Project Mood brake upgrade. This WRX on the Garrett turbo stand had a serious engine bay, along with a mad wide body kit and lightweight Enkai rims. This thing is hardcore time attack. The Exity stand had the legendary Signal R34 GTR drift car. It houses an RB26 stroked to 2.7 litres with an HKS TO4E turbo. The thing looks hot with the Signal body kit, including wide body front guards and a vented bonnet covered in Missouri chameleon paint. There's also a carbon GT wing and mirrors. The SSR rims surround Alcon 6-piston brakes up front and 4-piston items at the rear. Inside, there's a full cage, Nismo dash and G-ready gauges. You can also see the shifter for the Hollinger sequential gearbox. This S2000 is also a competitor in the Formula Drift series. It is driven by well-known Honda drag racer, Steph Papadakis. It looks tough with a full charge speed wide body kit, along with carbon fibre hardtop, bonnet and boot lid. There was plenty of other drift cars, but in our next edition, we'll check out Reese Millen's Pontiac GTO and his new Solstice when we visit his workshop in LA.
Danny Keneally's S13 Ute is one of the most radical drift cars in the world. Ignition delivers the inside scoop as we unleash Danny's Toyo-sponsored monster on the track for the first time. After an 18-month build period, its debut has been met with much anticipation and controversy.
Basically, the whole concept was to blow people away with the whole design, the modification, the front end, what the car was actually built for, its purpose, and its general overall appearance.
Danny designed and undertook the Ute conversion totally in-house at his workshop, Ad Racing in Brisbane. Turning the S13 Silvia Coupe into a Ute was no easy task, as there was no conversion kit or plans to work off. Due to the removal of the roof and boot, a box section was fabricated to join the strut towers to maintain chassis rigidity. A custom Perspex rear window was made up and the roof and pillars were remoulded.
The car shell itself was originally purchased in October of 2004. We got started on it December 2004, and it's been an ongoing project, taking a span of around about 14 months.
As if converting to a Ute wasn't enough, Danny decided to give the car an R34 Skyline front end too. Custom brackets had to be made up to fit the headlights, GTR bar and carbon bonnet. Danny also had custom front and rear wide body guards made up. These guards are filled up by Koyo Drift Tech rims, wrapped in Toyo R888 semi-slicks up front and Toyo TSWs at the rear. BN side skirts and rear bar, along with Monkey Warehouse clear taillights, were also fitted. The car was then painted by House of Custom in Ad Racing pink with black two-tone graphics. The interior is pure business, with border fixed bucket seats, Nardi removable steering wheel and Racing Logic hydraulic handbrake. GT trimming also gave the interior a full retrim in pink and black.
I mean, it's like any project. There's a lot of non-believers at the time when we told everyone we were going to build it. But I think the finished product says enough.
In 2005, the car won numerous trophies for its build quality, engineering and innovation at car shows. But that's not what the car was built for. It was built to slide. Suspension is one of the most important parts of a drift car. Everything's been replaced by adjustable rose-jointed items, and there's fully adjustable Racing Logic coilovers. Danny has a wealth of knowledge and experience when it comes to setting up drift cars, and the car performed perfectly on its first outing.
The actual car overall itself, it's a lot lighter than the current car that we use, a lot shorter wheelbase, a little bit and slightly wider track. It's very, very progressive with the speed. It actually it carries a lot of corner speed.
The engine's been rebuilt and set up to make reliable power with an HKS 2835 Pro S turbo, helping make an easy 320 horsepower at the wheels. The hybrid GT spec intercooler was placed well back to give shorter piping for better throttle response. Motul Oil takes care of lubrication, while PWR and ARE take care of the cooling.
The sponsors to date have been very forthcoming. I think with the actual car's uniqueness and quality of build, they see it as a very good opportunity to promote their company.
At the start of 2006, Hog's Breath Cafe decided to sponsor the ADD Racing Drift Team, including Danny's Safiro and Dave's R32 Skyline. Being the hottest and most radical drift car in Australia, Ignition DVD is proud to sponsor Danny's Sylvia Ute for 2006. Check out Danny in action at all of the Toyo Drift Australia rounds on Ignition DVD.
It reset the standards for S15s in this country, and it doesn't get more styling than Phil's Extreme Sylvia from Edition 8.
Yeah, it's got the looks, it's got the comfort, and it's got the grunt, and it typifies the Sydney scene.
The Fast and the Furious trilogy earned itself a bit of a cult following here in Australia, and Ignition DVD was instrumental in the launch of the third instalment, Tokyo Drift.
Yes, and after the movie, we threw the mother of all parties at Eastern Creek Raceway. We had the top drifters, the top show cars, and the top honeys from all over the country. This is how we do it.
I get a few mixed comments about it, like some people don't like it and other people like it. It's easy to copy everyone else, but yeah, try and be original.
What defines style and taste? It's not something you can put your finger on, but more the fusion of the right mix of colours and components. Phil hit the nail on the head with his Extreme S15, a stunning show car that gets to stretch its legs on sunny weekends.
I bought the car about a year and a half ago and took me probably 3 months from start to finish.
This one is the real deal. It's got the detailed engine that churns out solid power, immaculate body and paint, luxury class interior, and a ballsy audio system. Just under 250 rear-wheel kilowatts are generated at only 16 psi by the SR20 DET with ported and polished head. It now stocks forged pistons and billet rods, topped with Jun cams and Fidenza adjustable cam gears. But most of the extra motivation is delivered through the Garrett GT3540R Snail, hanging from a custom exhaust manifold, aided by a tile wastegate, turbo-smart blow-off valve and hybrid intercooler. The amber liquid is pushed through 750cc injectors by a Walbro 500 horsepower pump and managed by a Haltech E6X with electronic boost control. Waste matter is ejected through the 3-inch high-tech exhaust.
Lesson 2.
But the Extreme S15 is not just quick in a straight line. K-Sport coilovers reside in each corner behind the 19 by 8-inch polished Gestalt 2 alloys. Rather than going for a wild body kit, Phil preserved the flowing lines of the S15 by smoothing and plastic welding the grills and reflectors on the front and rear bars. He also shaved the door handles, locks, washer jets and fuel flap and added custom wing mirrors, indicators and Spec R side skirts. The taillights were tinted and the colour is the unmistakable candy apple red. Inside, all available real estate has been covered in buckskin leather and suede, from the seats to the door trims to the dash and the hood lining. Phil also paid special attention to the small details, like the painted dash panels, the downlights, the odometer gauges grafted into the dash, and the ensemble of ISOTA gear. The audio system was designed to push big, clear beats, starting with the top-of-the-line Pioneer head unit. It feeds MTX Thunder amps, 6-inch splits front and rear, and twin MTX 12-inch woofers in a custom fiberglass enclosure in the boot. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift movie is one of the biggest things to hit our scene. Toyo Tyres, Maguires and Castrol are international sponsors of the movie.
Ready. Set up. Go!
Australia was the first country to see the movie, with Ignition DVD in conjunction with Toyo Tyres and United International Pictures holding a premiere screening and killer after party. The industry and VIP night kicked off at Blacktown Cinemas with cars and promo girls out the front. Ignition DVD hit the big screen, with Darren introducing our 35mm cinema promo, blowing the viewers away.
Well, how'd you enjoy the movie, mate?
Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome. Loved it. Plenty of action and good storyline, yeah.
It was fantastic. My heart was beating the last race.
Oh, man, I loved it. The ending was unreal.
Did you like the movie, Sonia?
I loved it.
Good storyline.
I'm going to Tokyo.
You're going to go to Tokyo?
Definitely got to go to Tokyo.
Now, did you like the movie?
It was really, really good.
It was like so good. It was like so good.
Yeah.
What about the schoolgirls? You like the schoolgirls?
No, it was just the cars, strictly the cars. The car action was excellent. What girls?
Yeah, what girls in there? Did you enjoy the movie, mate?
What movie? I haven't seen any movie yet.
I don't know what.
Signing up for X-Men.
You just missed the premiere of the Fast and the Furious 3.
Are you serious?
And you know what's going on now? All these fine people are going down to Eastern Creek Raceway. It's a big after party, free booze, chicks. I reckon you sack the movies off and head to Eastern Creek. Are you on a date?
Yeah.
The date or the cars? The date or the cars?
Probably the cars.
The cars! Come on down. Sorry, love, you've won absolutely nothing.
Guests received their free copy of the July edition of Ignition before heading over to Eastern Creek for the after party. And what a wild party it was. The party looked and felt like a scene out of the movie. Some of Australia's top show cars and toughest street cars were on display.
Tell us a little bit about your car.
Okay, well, it has been resprayed in candy orange. We're running a 2.5 litre EJ25 with a 3540 turbo on it.
Bands and DJs along with dancers provided entertainment all night. And it wouldn't be complete without hot girls everywhere.
You're a naughty girl.
I'm a naughty girl.
I bet you're wearing fur. That's not very nice. Oh.
Look at that smile. He's getting all warm and giggly inside. It's great.
Ignition's the best, dude.
Oh, you like it?
Oh, no, man.
Say that down the barrel.
Ignition saved my life, dude. I was in the gutter taking drugs until Ignition came along, and then I started drifting.
Topping it all off was a wild demonstration by some of Australia's top drifters. The Eastern Creek Figure 8 track allowed spectators to get up close and personal with the legends of drift. It certainly showed the crowd what this new sport is all about. The event was a huge success and helped push drifting further into the spotlight. We also headed down to Melbourne to help Village Cinemas and Triple M launch the movie. Make sure you check out the movie and see what it's all about.
In edition 9, we feature Mark Jacobson's epic R32 GTR, at the time the official GTR street-tired record holder.
More importantly, it was the most powerful import in Australia.
Then in edition 10, we had a look at one of the more bizarre crossbred cars we've seen in some time. It was the 20B powered 350Z, known simply as Destroy.
Triple rotor, 22-inch rear wheels, true weapon.
In June 2006, Mark Jacobson's R32 GTR became the most powerful proven GTR in Australia.
I've always really loved the GTRs. To get the power out of a 2.6 litre engine that these things are doing, so easily, even on the street, to make 600 horsepower, is just unbelievable.
Astonishingly, the motor retains 2.6 litres capacity and a standard crank. that sort of power, there's obviously some serious internal work. Mark's major sponsor provided the CP forged pistons, and there's Crower rods, ARP studs, and ACL race series bearings.
I bought this car and it had a blown engine in it, which was perfect. It had the same coilover suspension in it, you know, that's in it now. And I had a good sort of a starting point. The car is clean as you could see, and I just sort of thought, well, it's easier to spend money from a, you know, lower purchase price, say 15 grand, and start spending money from there.
RBs are prone to oil pump failures in big powered setups, so Mark has fabricated an external oil pump system with a custom 7-litre sump. The head was fully ported in-house at Mark's workshop, Godzilla Motorsport, and all the valve train is top-shelf Tomei gear. The cams have massive lift and duration, making the GTR sound very cranky. There's also a massive hypertune plenum. All the airflow upgrades are there to support the unmistakable sounding HKS 51R SPL Turbo, rated to over 1,000 horsepower. The fuel system is massive, and it's all controlled by a top-shelf Motec M600 and CDI system. Helping push Mark to 1,200 flywheel horsepower is a 100 horsepower nitrous system. Showing that the record run was no fluke, Mark ran the car up during our shoot in less than perfect weather conditions and ripped out 2 920 horsepower dyno runs back to back. Now that's consistency. But this car is certainly no dyno queen.
The best 60-footer on the Mickey Thompson street drag rails is a 1358, believe it or not. It's the fastest in Australia on street tyres. Average is high sort of 1.3s to low 1.4s every time it races.
As it's currently the sport's rear-wheel drive record holder with a 9.5-second pass on Mickey Thompson street radials. On our shoot, Mark recorded a new personal best of 9.39 seconds, and that's without nitrous. To handle this sort of power at the track, Mark has installed an NPC twin-plate clutch along with a PPG straight-cut dog box. The exterior remains fairly standard, with a vented carbon bonnet to help cooling and a carbon rear wing to help with the high-speed stability, as Mark hits speeds of over 250 kilometres per hour in only 400 metres. The interior is all business, with bucket seats and roll cage, along with gauges for all essential information. With 2 major records under his belt, what's left for Mark's GTR?
There is a little bit of a competition going on between me and my opposition, Theo, to try to, you know, like run the 8 after Theo ran the 907. And I'm sure that with the horsepower we're making, the power is there to run an easy 8.
With so much development and expertise, we're sure Mark has plenty left up his sleeve as he continues to build some of Australia's toughest GTRs. Long live Godzilla.
I wasn't trying to build no show car or anything to sort of stand out from the crowd. Just simply what I thought would be a cool daily car.
Crossbreeding of makes and models of cars and engines is a popular thing in the car scene. Rotaries have found their way into almost every old school car imaginable. But have you ever seen one in a late model car? How about in a Nissan 350Z?
A couple of friends of mine motivated me to go towards the 20B and the Z. Thought it'd be a good idea, and I thought, yeah, I love rotaries, why not combine the two?
Anthony has taken crossbreeding to a new level, slotting a 20B into a Nissan 350Z. A 20B and a 350Z is thinking outside the square, and quite a clever conversion. The standard VQ35 is expensive to mod and lacks development, whereas the 20B is tried and proven when it comes to making big power. Plus, Anthony had one ready to go.
I was expecting a lot of hiccups, but to be honest, so far, so good. Straight in. Within 2 months, the car was turnkey. Dyson put together a killer engine for Anthony. The C-Series 20B has been completely rebuilt with similar specs to Dyson's drag car. The 20B is also lighter and sits in the same spot as the V6, so it doesn't upset the handling of the car. Surprisingly, the engine looks quite at home in the Z, factory almost. Strapped to the side is a Garrett GT42R with turbo-smart external wastegate and a 4-inch exhaust system. The sound is absolutely awesome. The cooling system has been upgraded with the fitment of an oil cooler and PWR radiator. The fuel system is also full house, with 2 Bosch pumps and a custom surge tank under the car feeding 6 1700cc injectors. There's also a 6-port direct nitrous system waiting to be unleashed. A Microtech controls the beast, and after the guys from Dyson dialed in a 14-pound run-in tune, the car spat out 550 horsepower at the rear wheels. To take this sort of power, the drivetrain had to be upgraded. The factory 350Z box was modified to fit onto the 20B and now benefits from an ATS gear set, carbon fibre tail shaft, mechanical LSD and a twin-plate clutch. The 350Z is blessed with awesome brakes from the factory, so the Brembos remain, but the suspension has been upgraded with tin coilovers. At this stage, the exterior of the Z remains factory, although the sight of the massive intercooler and destroy number plates are intimidating enough. Anthony recently picked up sponsorship from Aussie Tyres and fitted up a set of massive 22-inch cruise rims under the rear guards and 20s under the front. They certainly look the goods. The interior has received a classy makeover with a yellow tan retrim and chrome dipped dash piece. There's also Defi gauges and a Microtech dash to monitor the monster engine. I want to get out there and give it a hard time. I've now tied myself up, spent all my money on it. Now I'm broke, I'm eating bread and water. I'll probably have to walk home from here, so...
With such a revolutionary show-stopping car, it's no wonder the 350 made the cover of Fast Fours and Ignition. But Anthony definitely isn't finished yet.
Here Here at Ignition, we don't endorse smoking, unless, however, it's related to tyres, and then we say go for it.
Yeah, this next feature is a compilation of all the meanest burnouts we've ever seen. Don't say we don't look after you guys.
And following that, we head back to SEMA to check out some of the toughest cars in the show.
With all the crazy cars here at SEMA, you're probably wondering why this dark grey 200SX is standing out to me so much. Now, when you look at it from the outside, it looks like your typical American JDM style car, but when you look under the hood, crazy RB26 conversion. Now, the guys from Full Race didn't just whack in a GTR engine, they whacked in the full GTR running gear. So it has a GTR gearbox, rear diff, rear subframe, and of course the GTR front axles and front differential. So it's now a four-wheel drive S14.
The RB26 has a stock bottom end with Tomei pond cams, but power is increased with a Garrett GT42R turbocharger. Full Race fabricated the intercooler setup, and there's power steering and oil coolers in the front bar. There's also a custom one-piece tail shaft matching up to the full GTR rear end, including cradle, diff, and drive shafts. The interior has a full 10-point cage, along with Origin carbon fibre door skins.
Now, a GTR is almost impossible to register here in America, and when you do it, it's very expensive. So the guys from Full Race wanted to build an American version of a GTR. Now, because the 240SX is available locally, they decided to whack in all of the running gear. Now, it looks quite easy with the way they've done it, but a lot of research and development went into it, and they had to build a full new front subframe to lower the engine and make it fit perfectly so they don't have to cut the chassis at all. They also managed to fit the front double wishbone suspension to this thing, so it doesn't have McPherson straight anymore, so they've managed to fit that up without cutting anything. Now, as you can see, the roll cage comes through right into the engine bay. They've also seam welded the car as well, so everything on this car is done. And basically what the guys wanted to do was build a car that they could drive around on the street, on pump fuel, and beat almost anything they come up against, so they can then hit the track in the time attack and then also hit the drag strip as well. So a street registered 9-second car, the ultimate street registered S14.
The Turtle-sponsored 4-door R34 Skyline was also tough, with an RB26 engine conversion, also with a Garrett GT42 turbo. The engine bay was amazing, with the roll cage extending all the way to the front of the car. The car wears a Uras wide body kit and 20-inch rims. The race spec interior and boot are also fully detailed to perfection, and there's a fuel cell and nitrous bottle in the back. These two Silvias we found outside were worth a closer look. Looking under the hood of this tidy S14A, we found a VQ35 out of a 350Z. As if that wasn't enough, there's also a nice big Turbonetics turbo strapped to the side. It has a full Origin body kit along with hot 3-piece rims hiding D2 8-piston brakes. This 240SX sported an S15 front along with plenty of special effects paint. Under the hood, the K24 engine remained but is now turbocharged. It really rubs off on you and you just want to go crazy on your own car. So be warned, visit SEMA at the risk of your own modifying sanity. It's totally insane.
Finally, guys, from edition 11, we're going to check out one of the most incredible 200 SXs we have ever seen. It's GT AutoSound S15.
This missile makes nearly 500 kilowatts at the road, runs 9-second passes and smashes show and shine competitions with its amazing presentation and engineering.
Yeah, a very cool way to end one of the maddest collection of Australia's hottest modified import cars, I think.
See you next edition.
See you guys.
Show cars and full-tilt drag cars are usually at the opposite end of the automotive spectrum. But what happens when you combine the two?
The vehicle itself was, from the ground up, going to be exactly what it is today. It needed to be fast, it needed to break records. The car essentially is exactly how I wanted it to turn out. I'm Theo Spartalis and I'm the T from GT AutoSound. This is my S15.
Theo Spitalis from GT Auto Sound in Adelaide has been into big horsepower SR20s for a while. When he set about building a full house drag car, his ambition to be the best and his eye for quality has landed in the fastest and most powerful S15 in Australia, that is also a highly awarded show car and arguably the hottest looking example in the land.
I travelled to Japan, I sort of saw drift in its infancy, and also drag racing at that time was actually a lot bigger in Japan. My first intention was to, maybe we could beat the Japanese at their own sport.
Theo bought the car nearly 3 years ago and set about building it right the first time. The build took only 4 months and began by stripping the car down to a bare shell. The body was seam welded and a full Andra spec roll cage was welded in. The rear parcel shelf was totally modified and strengthened.
Stripping it out and basically working out exactly what to do with it was, I suppose, a bit of a pain. I bare metaled it, we seam welded it, but I also wanted to go a little bit further. I wanted to look at things like aerodynamics that often are overlooked with Japanese cars because they generally aren't very good and not very stable. Thus, the rear firewall, the flat floor, the rear under tray.
The car is not only safe, but incredibly strong and rigid. The doors and the interior were totally gutted to save weight. Wide-body guards were then fitted to the car along with a C-West body kit before it was resprayed in Bayside Blue.
It was probably a little bit more difficult than the standard arrangement of putting the body kit on because I wanted it moulded in so that it was actually seamless. That in itself posed a bit of a problem because people didn't quite know whether it was going to crack off or do everything else. So I sort of said to myself, well, look, I really want it that way. As long it's all fiberglass, it should work. And essentially it did.
Lightweight items include the carbon bonnet, boot and mirrors. When the car was put back together, all the wiring was redone and neatened up, and a custom false floor and diffuser was installed up the back. In its latest incarnation, the car received custom airbrushed graphics, including the carbon fibre look. This attention to detail in the build has landed Theo numerous trophies at car shows. But winning trophies is certainly not what the car's about. It's all about going fast. It's currently Australia's quickest S15 with a 9.23 second quarter mile at 148.5 miles per hour. For these sort of numbers, a serious engine is required. An S13 block was grout-filled and fitted with HKS sleeves for extra strength, as the standard alloy block can warp under big power. The bottom end houses a full Tomei stroker kit, bringing capacity to just under 2.2 litres. The head's been CNC ported and filled with everything from the Tomei catalogue, including the high-lift 280-degree camshafts. SR20s are known to have drivetrain problems at high revs, but the guys at GT Auto Sound have done years of development and made up custom rocker arms which help the SR20 rev to over 9,500 RPM.
I walked into HKS Kyushu with one of our guides, and he sort of said, I looked at one of their cars and it did a 10.4 second pass, which was HKS Kyushu's T51 powered S14. And I don't know, I guess it stopped me in my tracks. One, we had a vehicle at home that was the identical car, and here we had a vehicle that looked no different to it, yet it could do 10-second passes. We actually then developed our S14. We've ended up buying the biggest turbo that forces the greatest amount of air, and now we've put it on a vehicle which now needs to be built around it.
The internals are built tough to handle the HKS T51R Kai ball bearing turbo. This 900 horsepower turbo is usually found on 6-cylinder engines, so you know this SR20 means business. The truss drag intercooler is a whopping 165mm thick and cools the boosted air before entering the larger throttle body and Jun plenum. The fuel system is massive, with 4 pumps and 2 fuel pressure regulators feeding the 1000cc injectors and the Zex direct port nitrous system. Management is top-shelf Motec M800, and the car recently became Australia's most powerful proven SR20 with 435 kilowatts at the wheels on 1.8 bar of boost and no nitrous.
The highest I've seen on my vehicle was 480 real kilowatt through the auto. I guess when we race, we're sort of seeing something in the vicinity of 550 real kilowatt to 600. I honestly think that at the crank at the moment, this vehicle, when we do race, is somewhere in the vicinity of around 850 to 900 horsepower. I honestly think that later with a better tune-up and more nitrous, we could see anything as high as 1100 horsepower out of this. I want to see this engine more than anything break purely on power, and we haven't seen that yet, so I think our potential is still up there. So until that happens, we'll keep turning it up.
The car's seen over 500 kilowatts with over 2 bar, but at this stage the nitrous has never been used on a dyno, only at the track. No manual box could take that power down the quarter, so Theo installed a Hugo-built Trimatic gearbox, which has a stall converter to help it get out of the hole at the drag strip. The rear end is all GTR spec with an OS Geiken diff. The brakes are super exotic carbon fibre items with strange rotors and pads front and rear. The front calipers are titanium 4-piston units. Off the drag strip, the car wears 18-inch RG Advan rims, but for attacking the quarter mile, World Racing drag rims with Hoosier slicks are fitted up. The rears are massive 28 by 10-inch examples. With all the right gear in the car and some quick numbers under its belt, Theo has only one goal: to go faster.
We've developed, I think, something that could be a formula for a very, very fast car, and definitely something that will hold quite a few more records.
Hi, my name is Sean, I'm 21, and there's more to my ride than the obvious airbags.
Hey, Daz. Oh, hang on, sorry.
Hi.
Hi. Right.
Just get the line right.
Just keep going, can you?
It was shit at the start anyway. It was like you f***ing didn't want to be here or something.
Wonder who's giving me that feeling.
Went to another planet for a while.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I was feeling the boogie coming down my nose. Okay, cool. One take wonder, guys, here.
Ready when you're okay. Just make sure that's not rubbing on anything.
No, I think it's in the middle. It should be right. Here at Ignition, we don't endorse smoking, unless, however, it's related to tyres, and then we say go for it.
This next feature is a compilation of loud, noisy ass world. I'd like to give you the big one finger salute. Yeah, and when it comes to accolades, they both have the Yep, and when it comes to accolades, they both have the trophies. Yep, and when it comes yeah, and when it comes
overdrive.
Yep, and when it comes to accolades, they both have the trophies on their mantelpiece to